More Black Tears podcast, man. We back at the next light, man. We out of traffic. And we off the boat too, me and Juice Man. You know what I'm saying? We back. You know what I'm saying? How y'all boys doing? C's to C's.
What's good, people?
Juice Man, what's up, man?
We in the building.
Verteezy, what's happening?
Hey, how y'all doing, man? We back. Let's get it started.
Oh man, it all happened in the week.
Yeah, man. So starting off with high school basketball, South Bend, Washington's high school basketball girls with women's basketball team. They won a game early this season, 93 to I want to say like 20 something. And then they won another game this past week, 100-0.
You bullshit.
The coach said apparently they got notified 30 minutes before the game by the other team saying, hey, we didn't know y'all was that good. Is there a way we can play your JV team? And basically the coach was like, damn, we don't have a JV team. And he was quoted as saying, you know, even though we beat them 100-0, we could have scored 300. C's, what's your thoughts?
I'm not going to even say anything about unsportsmanlike conduct or unsportsmanlike. So you telling me you literally had freshmen playing seniors and juniors, and you can't score nothing. You can't get nobody got a foul. Like really, nobody got a foul. Nothing.
They probably got a foul. They just hit the free throw.
You ain't hit free throw. Zero.
The team was all white girls.
At some point, I would have just forfeited the game. It ain't even like just mark it off the board. Just forfeit the game. Like what the hell? Like how? Nobody 4 points, 2 points, 16. This is an ass whooping, man. That's.
Yeah, if you keep up high school sports, man, this ain't crazy, man. I know we like to see the big time games where it's, you know, this big school against this big school, but if you take it back to Dave Kenny, he talked on a podcast recently. He joined a school that was like 3 years in its, you know, infancy, and literally he was a D1 college player, like getting ready to go to D1. So all the other high schools he played basically was like the high schools we went to. C's. They should not have been playing. Yeah, because this was a school in its infancy. They had just started the school. It was a new school. He went there because his cousin had went there. He's a D1 fucking player.
Right.
There's no D3 players at this school in this conference. So the talent level is that big. So when you go to some of these bigger schools, we like to think that they're facing teams of the same caliber. They are, but there's 2 or 3 teams on that schedule that doesn't have no NBA players, no WNBA players, not even no D1 players. So let's just be real. Y'all saw that video of Zion a couple years ago against the white boy who guarded him all the way back from high school. Yeah, that when the talent's that good, if anything, I mend them girls because it's easy to be like, you know, we so much better than them. We're gonna take it easy. When you're that good and you decide to be dedicated for a full game, this shit is gonna happen.
I'm not surprised. I thought they would at least get 10, maybe 11, score something, but to have 0, is that a Guinness Book World Record or some shit? I would think.
Probably not. It's probably some school out there where it's like 120 or something. But that point though, I'm going back to the black coach from the LFL. He said, when that bitch hikes the ball, I will punch her in her goddamn face. I be like when she get the ball, I'm bowing bitch, like bow that bitch.
I ain't do that shit. Now when these other bitches that you playing against, they 6'2", and your bitches is 5'5", it's good to say that shit.
Hey, hit them low, hit the knees.
Any thoughts, Rose?
Nah, man, them hoes suck. I ain't mean to call them little girl hoes, but they mama's probably some hoes.
Hey man, talking about some hoes, man. Jake Paul and the Mike Tyson fight, they got delayed early this year, is happening tonight.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts on the fight, C's, and do you have any predictions?
This is one of those fights. It's like, why are we doing this shit? Like,
it's like the Roy Jones fight. It's
money
grab.
I mean, I'm not gonna say what I actually like, but like, you know,
is
he dead? Is he dead?
No, they try to portray it like Mike Tyson don't have no money. So they're like, Mike Tyson's broke. Jake Paul's the biggest thing popping on the internet. He want to do something to show his skills. So he's fighting Mike Tyson because you know they saying that even if he lose, he's getting 40. That white boy getting 40 minutes.
It's a lose-lose situation either way because it's like, okay, you basically just beat up a senior citizen, or hey,
No.
Jake Paul, you lost to a senior citizen. But at the same time, it's Mike Tyson. It's like if he doesn't land a punch, like Mike Tyson gonna hit you.
Possible?
He would hit you on accident. Just him moving, he's gonna hit you on accident. So I mean, like it's gonna be a scripted fight, probably. We'll see how it goes, man. Yeah, Mike's still a monster, man. Mike is still a monster, bro.
Yeah, the fight's gonna be. It's gonna be. It's people are making it seem like it's gonna be like a kind of like a real fight because it's sanctioned. It's a pro fight. It's gonna count for a pro record. It's a professional fight. So hopefully Mike Tyson just isn't doing this like the last fight he was in. Not the World Joins one, but the one 20 years ago when he fought the other white boy. And he just said, he just got beat up and he sat there like, no mas, and gave up in the corner. Hopefully he won't do nothing like that. Hopefully he'll fight like he did Roy Jones. But if he fights Jake Paul like he fought Roy Jones, then he should win. But I don't know.
There's no winners or losers in this one. It's basically the same thing.
This is a pro fight. It's a
Yeah,
sanction.
this is not an exhibition.
Yeah, it's a pro fight.
Well, I read it's not. It's not.
I guess when they talked about it was going to be an exhibition, but then as we got closer to the negotiations, they made this a legit fight. Like Rose said, this is going to count on their records. I ain't gonna lie, man. Mike Tyson. All I gotta say is,
knock that motherfucker out.
You need to knock this white boy out for all of Black America after we went through during the election cycle. Knock this nigga out for Kamala, man.
No, he voted for Trump, so he's gonna lose.
Who?
Mike Tyson.
He just might, man. But hey, man, talking about some losers, man. We got Thursday night football. It's came and gone. The Washington Commanders lost last night after a very sluggish game, but Saquon did explode in the fourth quarter. I saw most of the game after the second quarter. It was a boring game. It was a football type of game, very low scoring. Saquon has just shown he's different this season, man. Like in that fourth quarter, he had like maybe 50 yards and got like 90 yards in the fourth quarter and 2 touchdowns. Like if you had him in fantasy, you probably was watching the whole game like, damn, he's not doing nothing. And if you was facing him, you was like, yes, this is what we needed. But then in the last 7 minutes, boom, a 30-yard touchdown and a 60-yard touchdown, 90 yards, put the game away, finish the game with 140-something yards, 2 touchdowns. Like Saquon, he's just having that season that a lot of people who know football thought he would have. You put him on a team with his elite receivers, a good quarterback, a decent offensive line, where you cannot just say we're going to stack 8 in the box and we have to play him honestly. Guess what? This is what he's going to do. And I'm be honest, the Eagles are scary because as the season goes along, there's going to be teams that's going to realize Saquon can beat us by himself. This is the second game at least, maybe the third game to be honest, where he single-handedly won it by himself to be honest. Eventually, teams are going to try to take him away. What's going to happen when A.J. Brown starts seeing one-on-one coverage with no safety help? What's going to happen when teams start doubling him and now we got Devontae Smith facing the third corner? What's going to happen when teams ain't respecting the run on the option read with Jalen Hurts who can run the ball? Like this team can be very scary, and that defense plays like it did last night. To me, that's the only thing I really question about this team going into the season with the defense because it was so bad last season. These last 5 games, the defense has stepped up. If they can play like it did the year they went to the Super Bowl, I'm not gonna lie, they can win the NFC and they can challenge the Ravens or the Chiefs for the title, man. And I would love to see another black on black Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. So it was like I saw by the time I got free, it was like second quarter. I was talking to somebody watching the game. They basically said their punter missed like 3.
The kicker.
Yeah.
Jake Elliott.
Basically missed those extra couple points. So
Yeah, he missed 2 field goals and an extra point, I think, in the first half.
So he's fired. And that's just the first half. So it's like he's probably going to be on the bench. And then, like, looking at the game later, like you literally said, you look at the highlights, you look at the end of the game results, everybody was like, Saquon. Like, that's who won the game. So, yeah, it seemed like it was a decent game, man.
Any thoughts, Rose?
It was a good game from what I watched. I watched the first half. I didn't watch the second half. Matter of fact, I did watch some of the second half, but I mostly watched the first half. I watched some of the third quarter, and I watched some of the. No, I didn't watch the third quarter. I watched some of the fourth quarter. So I saw Saquon when he ran to the corner for the first touchdown, and then. But overall, the game was good. I thought Jaden Daniels was going to do more, but he didn't. And AJ Brown, I thought he was going to do more. It's like only person that really did anything was Saquon. But the game was a good game. It was a football game. It was a good game. It's competitive from the most part from what I saw. It was a good game.
Yeah, and this game is going to give the Eagles the division lead right now, man. So talking about basically rankings in the standings, a lot of people have been talking about college football this week about where Georgia's been ranked after losing last week to Ole Miss. C's, man, what games are you looking forward to this week, and what college football news do you might want to talk about?
Texas, Arkansas is the only game I actually really want to watch. Another game will probably be Tulane and Navy. Navy already lost 2 games. They're still in there running against Army, but BYU basically clinched. In so many words, they clinched their conference. So it's in the same conference as, like, I want to say Penn State, BYU, Army, Navy, same conference. And then, like, just looking at the rankings as of right now, this is a problem we've seen coming for years with college playoffs. Like, we've been saying for years, hey, we should have a playoff system, but it's still based off of rankings. So it's like you lose 1 or 2 games, hey.
Man, if you can't make the top 12, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs, man. It's just that simple, man. It's 12 teams. That's probably too many, to be honest. But if you cannot finish top 12, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs, man. You cannot try to make the playoffs with 3 fucking losses, man. If you're in a Power 5 conference, I hate to say this to teams like Georgia and other teams, you need 2 losses at the most, because we got some of these non-power conferences that's going to have people that's going to be undefeated. BYU. And that's the real purpose of this motherfucking top 12. So we can start giving teams like UCF a couple years ago a chance to make the playoffs and see what they can do. Or some of these teams is in like a conference that's lower than the ACC and these other conferences, but they champion has 1 loss, like CUSA America or whatever, with like teams like Memphis in it. Okay, if one of their teams got 1 loss and they're a champion, I feel like they deserve an opportunity. I want to see Boise State with 2 losses have an opportunity. So yes, you teams in the Power 5, you cannot try to think just because you're in a bigger conference, 3 losses is going to get you in there. With that being said, I just spoke of Boise State, man. The running back is having a hell of a year. They face San Jose State. For those who've been watching Boise State since, like, I've been watching in high school, their 2 biggest rivals have been Nevada and San Jose State. So it'll be interesting how they play against San Jose State, even though San Jose State is not having a great season. And then lastly, it seems like everybody and their mama have, after Cam Ward had a little hiccup against Georgia Tech, which I'm be real, I saw that game. I didn't think he played amazing, but I didn't think he played poorly. He got pressured a lot. I thought he still made plays. He showed me a number 1 ability, but everyone now has Shador penciled at number 1. Shador, okay, cool. You're number 1. Beat Utah. Beat Utah. And move on to solidify yourself as a top 12 team. Because to me, when I look at Cam Ward, I look at someone who just has the physical tools to play quarterback. And that, if I had the number 1 pick, that's who the fuck I would take. I wouldn't take someone who I just don't think has the arm strength to make those at the next level consistently when I need him to most. But Shador, show that you a pocket passer, show that you have the mindset, show that you Tom Brady, and win this game. And you got Travis Hunter. You got Travis Hunter, the best weapon in college football right now.
I thought he'd been doing it. I thought Shador had been doing it down there.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
Yeah, he's been playing good. The teams have been doing good. He's been doing good. Deion, he's up for coach of the year.
Enough to the point where I feel like he should be the number 1 pick, and we're not discussing it? No.
Who's another quarterback you think?
Cam Ward from Miami.
Yeah. So
what about the white boy from Texas, starter?
Nah. It's Shador and Cam Ward. Those are the 2.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody else is gonna be backups, pretty much. And those 2 might be backups too.
They need to be backups also.
Well,
you come in the league and start doing it.
Well, I think Shador with a good offensive line, he can make pretty much all the throws. He doesn't have a strong arm, but he can make all the throws. So
Do you think his arm is stronger than Tua's?
nah, I think him and Tua are pretty much the same person.
That's how I feel about Sedor.
Yeah, I think him and Tua are pretty much the same person. But like,
And I definitely think Cam arm is stronger than Tua's.
yeah, so if I had to pick out of those two, I would pick Cam because it just watching him play.
Pretty.
Yeah,
it looks pretty.
He just plays. I just like to see him play. It's more
pleasing to your eyes.
Yeah, Shador's a boring quarterback, and like
he's not even athletic.
For him to be Deion Sanders' son, like, dog, you can't run.
But to be fair, Deion only got like 8 toes now.
Yeah, but Deion could probably still beat him in the 40. or like the white boy from last week. He's like, who is this ninja?
He's hungry though. You gotta realize Deion came up at a different time. He was hungrier. You know what I'm saying? Shador, I don't want to say it. You might be a little spoiled, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have any games, Rose? If not, I want to ask you about Georgia.
Tennessee and Georgia. That's going to make or break their season. But Georgia, everybody's upset about them not being in. They don't deserve to be in it though. You lost twice. You lost to Alabama. You shouldn't have lost. Then you got smacked by Ole Miss. Smacked. I'm talking about y'all are known for running the ball. You have less than 60 yards total rushing. Like, y'all don't even deserve to be in the playoffs, man. Kirby Smart, what are you doing?
Probably pay it off.
Like, so.
Sound like a paid off
situation. So, y'all are definitely, you must be listening too much doggone Migos in the locker room instead of what y'all should be listening to is Pastor Troy, because I thought it was no more play in GA. We just had a hurricane come through here, and y'all just playing. Like, it's supposed to be no more play in GA.
Take them Hellcats back.
Man, it's sickening. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, as we get closer and closer to these college football playoffs, man, the playoff picture is solidifying itself. We in week 11 of the NFL. We pretty much kind of can tell who's going to make the playoffs, who's not going to make it, but there's those teams in the middle that we still wondering if they're going to make it or not, man.
Falcons.
So, the first game that I have on my calendar this week, Ravens-Steelers. We talking about whoever wins this game is going to be in charge of the division. They both got 7 wins. I think the Ravens have 1 extra loss. But if the Ravens win this game, they're going to be in control of the division. If the Steelers win it, they're going to be in firm control of the division. So this is going to be very important for both teams. Lamar can solidify his MVP status against one of the best defenses. If he puts up the numbers he's been putting on all seasons against TJ Watt and that defense, it's pretty much going to be Lamar's trophy. It's already his trophy, but if he does like 250 yards passing, 80 yards rushing, or 300 yards passing and look like he's been looking all season, there's no one that's going to be able to touch him in this MVP race. Bengals, Chargers, but both of these are teams on the playoff fringe, man, the AFC. Bengals, you got to start winning games, man. Joe Burrow, you are having an amazing season statistically. You got to fucking win. And Justin Herbert, I've got on you for the last couple of years because you've been putting up numbers like Joe Burrow's putting this season, but you don't win. Guess what? You're not putting the numbers, but you're winning. So I can't even get mad at you, white boy. Just continue to win. Make the throws you got to make to win. Hand the ball off to J.K. Dobbins, which, I didn't know he had this ability in him because when he was in Baltimore, he wasn't doing it like this. So continue to hand the ball off to J.K. Dobbins. Make the throws you got to make. You don't have an elite receiving core like you've had in the past, but you're winning these games, man. I respect it, man. So this game is going to, determine kind of who's going to basically be leaning towards the playoffs. And lastly, this is just a revenge game. Browns versus the Saints. We got Jameis Winston going against his former team, the New Orleans Saints, after they basically got rid of him the year before, after Dennis Allen said he was disgusted with Jameis basically trying to give Jamal Williams the touchdown at the end of the game. Hey, you look good game 1, you look bad game 2. Let's see what happened in this game against the Saints. Derek Carr, you beat the Falcons, bro. I'm disgusted by that. But, hey, let's see what you can do against a great defense in Cleveland. And let's see if you play like you did last week against Atlanta, or if you just go back to playing like Derek Carr.
Yeah, so Buffalo, Kansas City.
Game of the week.
So, like you were saying, Vertizi, if Baltimore beats Pittsburgh and Lamar looks just like he's been looking all season, it's his trophy. Only person that has a chance to come up because because at first I was gonna say before last weekend it was, even though they won the game, it was Jared Goff because he had a better record. They probably was some people was probably leaning towards him.
The picks was just nasty.
But he threw 5 picks, so he's out of it. Now, if Josh Allen can somehow beat Kansas City and look good without all his weapons, then he's going to be up there with it. He's going to be in that conversation. But
quick question: what if Pat Mahomes finished the season undefeated? A lot of people are talking about that. Should he be the league MVP even if his stats ain't there?
Probably so. Probably so.
Okay.
Yeah, probably so. And then because people are starting to do the same thing they did last year when they gave Joel Embiid the trophy, but they don't want to really give him. They might be Lamar. People might be Lamar sick.
Yeah, people are tired of Lamar. But I mean, if you keep being the best player, what can we do?
Yeah. So, but last year Embiid didn't deserve it, but they gave it to him.
Yeah, they got tired of giving it to Jokic.
So, but hopefully they don't get Lamar tired because he is the best player in the league.
Yeah, it's not close this year, man. It's not close this year.
Yeah, so because I think the MVP numbers he had last year, he already has those numbers or better numbers in 10 games or
he's
9 games.
To have better numbers than the year he won the MVP the first time.
So I can't wait to see those games. I hope they do good. I hope everybody does good this weekend. And Atlanta, yeah. We in the division lead, so it's still all good. But how do y'all expect to do anything when y'all do stuff like that?
Last week was the gimme game. That was the Saints. This week is the hard game. The Broncos have been a top 5 defense this year. This is not going to be an easy game. Seas.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off the 2 games you did. Ravens Steelers. Is Russell probably more than likely going to start? Is he going to be able to beat the Ravens defense? Because we saw how they did last week, previous weeks. So they're kind of they're not as strong as they've been in previous seasons. And then the Chargers defense basically on the steamroll right now. They're probably going to be able to hold off Burrow, stop Burrow, slow him down. So we'll see.
We'll see. Hey, man. We're moving on to TNT, y'all.
Dynamite.
Boom. So there was a group of friends on the podcast talking about, hey, there was 4 friends that went to dinner. The bill was like $596. Let's just round it to $600. And one friend started tallying it up. And let's just round it up to, he said, I owe $70. They started saying, yo, see, that takes the fun out of it. We just trying to enjoy it. Now you're making us think about how much we got to spend. You know, let's just split the check 4 ways evenly. We've kind of talked about this before in other conversations, but typically it's been with the bitches. I didn't know niggas even thought like this. Like, I guess I got tears because when did niggas start becoming bitches? Because I just thought grown men, and like I told C's when we talked about it, I've only been in 2 situations. Me, Rose, and MGH go out to dinner. We all split our shit evenly. Everybody pay for what they order. Or I might be up that night. I might have the money. I might be the Mr. Money Man that night. And when the check comes, I say, hey, I got it. Those are the 2 situations I've been a part of. I haven't been part of no shit where the bill is $100, it's 3 of us, or everybody, let's divide 103 ways. I ain't never been part of that. It's either been everybody gonna pay for their shit, or one person might say, you know what, I got y'all, and take care of the whole thing, man. So yeah, tears for them hoes.
Yeah, I got tears too, because it's like, why are y'all just ordering stuff? Why are y'all just ordering stuff? Like, where do you do that at? Like, I'm gonna pay what I paid for. Like, I'm gonna order what I want and I'm gonna pay for it. But we just ordering stuff is like, I've never been in a situation where you just go to a table and y'all just ordering stuff. Like I never been in that situation either. Like, and I don't understand why people even do that. Like, you just go there and start ordering stuff. Now, when it says, "Oh, we don't," usually, but if they say this, they'll say that before you order, like, "Oh, we can't split the check," and then people, okay, we know you know what you ordered, so it's like, but
Do you want me to Venmo you, Apple Pay you, Cash App you? Do you want me to give you cash, sell you?
yeah. So, but as far as just ordering stuff, like I never done that. I never done that. I never been with people that just sit at a dinner and just order stuff and then expect that everybody else to just split it.
Yeah.
I don't. I guess I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, the analogy I used to see is because we was debating about this for a minute. We go to the bar, you order one shot at $7. We run up a $300 bar tab, and we look at C's and be like, okay, it's three of us, everybody put $100 in. And now you looking like, hold up, I had one shot.
It's like, what you doing behind the bar? Nigga, I'm getting my money's worth now.
C's, tears and no tears.
I got tears because it's really, even like the situations I've been in, it's literally been like, okay, we all out of town, we all flew together, whatever. We're on a trip, we all work together, whatever. We're on a trip. We go into a restaurant, everybody orders everything. We know it's already been established the restaurant can't split the check, maybe. It's like we literally all had something like, we was like, that time we were all ballers. So we had like whatever we saw on the menu we wanted, we all bought. The sides were all shared. We literally said like, hey, can you split it? Waiter looked at us and said, pulled out his calculator. He was like, all right, just split the sides between all three of us. It's like, all right, this guy might have spent 100, this one might have spent however much, but it's like the shit that was shared, we actually split. So it was like not a problem. And then we all been to restaurants where it's like an incurred cost, where it's like, hey, you eat whatever you want or you just buy. We all shared the meal. Like everybody got a plate. It's one big ass platter in the middle, and everybody just eats till they get full, whatever. And at the end of the night, we all like, all right, hey, I'll cover it. Y'all just Venmo me, Cash at me, whatever, Zelle to me. So, I mean, I don't understand why it's an issue. If it's like that, why don't you go out and just say, yo, everybody pay for their own stuff. Let's split it. You got steak, you got lobster. All I ordered was freaking chicken tenders and some fries. Why the hell, if you feel like one of those people that should be like, why the hell should I have to pay?
You shouldn't.
$60. You know what I'm saying? That's the situation. Like people are like, hey man, I only got chicken tenders. So
yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Just establish like how are you gonna split the shit before it comes to the end of the night. Like, why are you doing all this? Like, oh, I got the 2 shots of Patron. I got the chicken. It shouldn't get to that point.
No, because you know what you order. Pay what you weigh.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you who wasn't splitting the bill on their first date, man. For those who heard the story, Denzel's wife Paula Washington explained how, based on their first date, Denzel was broke, and she basically took care of the cab fare and everything else. And then Denzel jokes about, but I took care of everything after that, though. Denzel Washington recently said in an interview that he got 5 to 7 films left. He stated them. A lot of them are like basically Roman, theatric films. But he did throw out that Black Panther is one of the films. Black Panther 3 is one of the films that he's supposed to be in. And after that, he's going to retire. He's, I think, currently at age 70, 71. C's, tears or no tears for, Denzel's final films.
I got no tears, man. He's had a great run. If he wants to, he's literally at the point where he's literally talking about, I don't even want to be in movies that's great. I don't even want to work with great people. He's literally done, there is not too many other actors that you can name that has done what he's done. Like he's in like literally like the Anthony Hopkins, the Al Pacinos, the greats you name, like he's amongst them. And those are his peers. So I mean, like, if the man wants to retire, man, like, do your thing, bro. These next few films he's about to do, Gladiator 2's about to drop. He's literally playing Othello. Now, he said, I played Othello in the play back in the day, a young Othello. Now I'm playing Othello when he's, a king or whatever. So a great way, if he wanted to just stop right there, that would be a great saying. I literally playing the same role I began my career with to end my career with. And then it's like the legacy, his son, hopefully his son, I think his son has the potential to follow in his footsteps and make his own. Like his son is a great actor. Like Malcolm, what's his name?
John David Washington.
John David, great actor too. So I mean, like, but he's done so much in theater and films, and like, it's just these next couple ones, man. Enjoy it. It's like, what can you say?
Yeah, I definitely got tears, man, because you know, you was talking about he's amongst those names. I'm gonna be honest. I know art is subjective and everybody can have their own opinion, but I feel like if you respect the art form of acting, I think it's only one go, and that's Denzel. Like if I'm just being real, man, I think it's only one go, bro. Because I can name 100 movies right now where Denzel's performances was just amazing. From Malcolm X to Glory to Training Day to Remember the Titans to the Equalizer films. Like Denzel is just that nigga, man. Like he's one of the few black actors that white people just love. Like he's played in so many different roles. He's done so much iconic stuff. Like Denzel, I think it's ironic that Denzel is gonna be in the Black Panther movie. Because if you be online and you ever see when they say, what if Marvel started in the 90s? They always cast Denzel in the 90s as Black Panther. Because like he would have been the perfect Black T'Challa in the 90s if they would have, you know, been doing what they're doing now back then. Like, so, you know, Denzel has been my GOAT in acting for a long time. And one thing about movies that's so special, just like music, like it lives on forever. So even when he's done retiring, even when he passes on, you know, you'll be able to watch Denzel's movies till the end of time. And, you know, guess what? As much as you love Denzel, as much as you might have seen a lot of movies, it's still Denzel movies from the late 80s to the 90s. I'm going to keep it real. I'm still watching for the first time. I watched Mo Better Blues for the first time earlier this year. You know, I saw Devil in the Blue Dress for the first time a couple months ago. So it's still going to be movies that if you're a fan of his, you might see for the first time because he got that kind of body of work.
Yeah, I got tears too. Not because he's retiring, but I think he probably should retire whenever he feels like he wants to retire. He did his thing. He can retire now. He still be the man. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to watch his movies now though, especially when he has all his facial hair shaved off. Because every time I look at him in the movies and things like that, I see my pops, and it's like, and they all from the same area too, from Mount Vernon. So it's like when I see him acting and stuff, I'm like, dog, it reminds me of my pop. He looks like my pop. So it's like it's kind of hard to watch it. It's not hard to watch it, but it's just like kind of freaky.
Yeah,
it freaks me out. Like, oh snap, is that my pops? But what not? But good for him, man. I'm happy for him, man. Every movie he's been in, he's done a great job in, and he's the man. You know what I'm saying? And like he always says, I'm from around the way. I'm leaving here with something. And hopefully, before he retires, he leaves there with something else, another Grammy or some more awards because he deserves it.
Yeah, because he's already been robbed enough.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Denzel epitomized blackness. Like Chad Boswell, before he passed away, who went to Howard University, one of the most historic black universities, talked about how Denzel paid for his summer so he could learn. And that seed planted that flower that he grew to be. Another historical black college, Knoxville College, recently caught on fire and burned. Seas.
There's no it's not considered arson. They don't know what started the fire. This was already a university that literally they only had online classes at this time. So it's not like people were actually going to class at the building, but it's just goes to show you, not saying there's any foul play. It is one of the few black HBCUs left in the state of Tennessee. As you know, the record between Tennessee and Mississippi, they're hugely underfunded. And then this building, the question I pose is, are they going to rebuild it? Or is this going to go into the form of when they gentrify the area? So wherever it is in downtown Knoxville, it's literally going to be like, hey, we're not going to rebuild it or whatever. You're going to see a lot of gentrification in that downtown area of Knoxville. So sad to see, but one of the oldest schools in the state of Tennessee. But hopefully, things are on up and up for them.
When I read the headline, I originally didn't give a fuck. I'm gonna be honest. Then I saw it was HBCU, and that's when I was like, damn, that sucks, man, because it's already not enough HBCUs out here, and it's already a lot of them that's, like you said, being underfunded. I want to find out what the fuck happened with the fire, bro. I want to find out, was it an electrical issue? Like, was it some foul play? What's going on? It's very ironic that this happened literally a week after the election. I'm just saying, man.
I'm saying that's why I said
at some point in time, correlation is not, it's a correlation of shit, and this happened. And then when I found out it was in Tennessee, we know the history of Tennessee, like you said. So I'm interested to just see what happened, So I got tears because that's a HBCU, man, and that's for us.
Yeah, I got tears. The whole situation was sad. You know what I'm saying? The college burned down. The building, I don't know how much of it burned or how much of the campus was harmed, but I just got tears. This is a sad situation.
And during times like this, man, you want the family to come together, man. But sometimes families feud, man. So there was this white woman who talked about how she got an argument with her brother, and her brother kept calling her, I think, the B word or a whore. It was B word. It was either bitch or whore. And the husband said stop. Told her multiple times to stop. The brother didn't. Eventually, the brother got knocked out by the husband. Sees, man. You're the only person at the table with a biological sister. Tears or no tears?
I got tears because like the initial conversation is like, you're like, okay, he literally is defending his wife, not the brother out, whatever. She said in the same video, the parents know this is known behavior. Like they do this shit all the time. So I'm like, why do they feel comfortable arguing? I'm always on the train of you respect the person's house. So it's like, if I tell you, hey, stop, shut up, whatever, y'all stop fighting, take that shit somewhere else, have some respect for your parents' house. So it's like, whatever issues you got, take that shit out, whatever happens. But I mean, I can't blame the husband for defending his wife. I mean, I don't know if I'd go as far as knocking them out, but who knows what they were going blows at each other. You hold this, we don't even know what she said to the brother or what they were arguing about. So it's like, it's some of them lines where it's kind of like, hey, yeah, that's your sister, whatever, that's your family, but she's married now, so
If your sister husband did that to you, how would you react?
It wouldn't happen. First of all, this wouldn't happen. First of all, shit wouldn't happen. I'm not getting knocked up.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears, man. I think the brother deserved it. If that's what it was going on, like you can't be calling your wife out of the name, and I'm pretty sure he said, "Hey, man, chill out." I'm pretty sure he warned them before it happened.
Several times, like, "Hey,
chill." Then eventually, hey, sometimes that's got to happen. So I think he deserved it.
Man, I got tears, man. I mean, I guess it depends on the family, man. Because some families, if you believe violence is the answer, then it's cool. But if I believe, words should not lead to a physical altercation. So if the sister was never in physical danger of the brother, I don't feel like there's a need for the husband to put his hands. Hey, grab your wife, get the fuck out of there, man. Say, we're not coming around your family, they're too dramatic. Boom, boom, boom. Because especially if, let's say if the husband got a nice job and the brother's a bitch ass nigga. Now guess what? You're in a situation where the brother calls the cops, your husband gets arrested, he might potentially lose his job. Like sometimes, man, if it's just words, man, hey, just get the fuck up out of there, man. But also, man, sometimes you gotta let siblings handle shit from siblings. Like, I feel like this situation is the way it is because we're looking at it from a man versus woman perspective. But if it's two grown men arguing back and forth, like, you gonna let them two grown men argue. If it's two sisters arguing, you gonna let them two sisters argue. Like, see, that's why I went to you. Like, I don't have a sister, but I know I have other friends who have sisters, and they hit their sisters when they was growing up because that's just their sibling. Like, they don't look at it like, oh, that's a girl. No. It wasn't until they got older they realized I can't hit my sister, but growing up, I have plenty of homeboys who say, yeah, my sister hit the fuck out of me growing up. So, hey, man, stay the fuck out of siblings' business. I know I try to stay the fuck out of siblings' business because I don't know what the fuck they got going on and what kind of relationship they got going on. Talking about not knowing what's going on, man, Bernice Burgos, your hoe's favorite hoe, was on the Joe Budden podcast talking about how she used to make $30K a night average bartending, and sometimes she made $70K. And she also talks about that if you want to do something nice for your girl, send her $500 randomly. I got tears, man, because they literally the next day a video got posted of her on Breakfast Club talking about she only used to make $3,000 a night.
She said the most she made was 8.
The most she made was 8. Like, come on, bro. How you go from the most you made was 8 to you was averaging $30K? Like, yo.
Why you always lying?
I want the ladies to listen to this before I pass the mic. This is the stuff me and Rose be trying to tell y'all. These hoes get on social media and they lie. And they lie to the point where y'all think that this is reality. So y'all feel like, oh, that's what I need to charge. Or that's what I need to require from these niggas. Like when these hoes post screenshots of, oh yeah, these niggas be sending me $1,000 of Apple Pay. Bro, how you know that's not fake? Like they be blocking out all this information and the shit don't be looking real. Like, bro, this how I know when a hoe is really getting money. You ask me for $20 and I say no, you be like, okay, cool, no problem. But when you ask me for $20 and then you start saying, well, I know niggas that be giving me $500 just cuz, then bitch, you lying then. Because why is you even begging me for 20 if you got niggas that give you $500 just cuz? Like, why is you begging me for 20? Like, if you trying to fuck and I'm saying I got 100, and you trying to have over $50, like, well, it should be 150. I'd be like, and you be like, yo, man, well, there's niggas out here giving me 300 just to text me. Then why is you willing to lay down, spread your legs for 150? Like, that's how I know a lot of you hoes be lying. Because y'all be just trying to trick us. Now, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of these simp-ass, dumb-ass niggas be falling for that shit. But me, Rose, no, we too smart for that shit. You not gonna fool us. We know y'all broke. We know ain't nobody giving you bread like that. Ain't nobody breaking you off like that consistently. Because if they was, you wouldn't even be in my fucking DMs to begin with.
Facts.
500. You probably don't even cook. Let's be honest. She probably doesn't even cook to spend $500 on groceries. It's possible. It's possible that you would spend $500. It's easy now, especially now. But you know, Jaylen Brown wasn't sending you $500.
He probably was.
He probably would. Maybe a few. And then, like, we got to go back. Let's take a history lesson back in the day.
T.I. was sitting there $500.
What? That was the side piece? It was her?
Yeah.
And then, like, doing it. We take it back to the days when you was coming up and you was a bartender. Starless, New York. Starless was one of the hottest strip clubs in New York back, I want to say maybe 10, 15 years ago, that whole period. Like, they used to have a lot of ballers. You know, NBA players, rappers come through. They probably throw a lot of money. Let's be real. Let's be realistic now. 30,000. One chick. When it's 20 women that work there.
Talking about. We talking about 30,000 on the stripper or 30,000 on the bartender?
Bartender.
But back then, that bar.
Back then, that's
when the bartenders
were hotter than the strippers.
Yeah, because the strippers don't get naked in New York. So, but she said she was fully clothed, like in a bodysuit,
and she was making
$30,000
off of just drinks.
And people are online trying to cap and say
she was naked. Ain't nobody giving her no $30,000 in tips.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless she dancing and niggas throwing $30,000 behind the bar.
Nah, she literally is maybe bartending and getting picked up by Stoudemire and Melo and name some other New York Jets players and Giants players and all these other rappers in New York. You know, everybody coming through the city. But let's be realistic. You might have some nights where you making $3K, but come on. And like to show both videos, like they literally had her on other videos talking about how much she made back in the day. She's literally changing the story. She revisiting history, talking about I used to make this, I used to make that. So
just remember what you say online, because it don't go away.
All capitals.
It don't.
All capital letters, cap.
Yeah.
Lying.
And tears or no tears, Rose.
Yeah, I got tears for this whole online line. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you always lying? Why your whole always lying? Like, man, ain't nobody even asked for that. Like, and when you said it on the Joe Budden podcast, you wasn't even like, you didn't say it with your chest. It was like you was like, oh,
Like
30,000. Like, you said it so nonchalant, like, and then everybody else was on there was like, what? Joe Budden, why Joe Budden don't call people out no more?
Man, pull that card, Joe.
Why he don't call people out no more?
Man, Joe, you gotta start.
He seemed like he was hyping her up too.
Yeah, he don't pull nobody cards. He just let people talk now. Like, come on, Joe. Like, come on, man. You was in there. You was in those clubs. So why you should either co-sign what she said, or you should have said, nah, man, you wasn't making that.
And this is the reason why, like, it is what it is becoming so popular. Because Cameron and Mace would have been like, man, we from New York. I ain't never seen nobody give you $30K. And Cameron would be like, hey, I just want to make sure, Bernice, well, you meant $30K in tips, or you went home and made $30K with like 5 different dudes. Like, please, because you might have did that. See, Joe, you're a hoe for that, bruh. You might be a hoe of the week. Speaking of hoes, and you know hoes gonna lie. What's wrong with these hoes, y'all?
What's wrong with them?
It's a whole lot wrong with them.
So a man found out that his daughter, his youngest child, out of the 3 kids he had with his girlfriend, is not biologically his. Apparently, he was trying to do some kind of like, you know, ancestry test, and they found out that that's not his daughter.
Finesse 2 times? We talking about that? Oh, no, we talking about somebody else.
Yeah, so then he went to the woman, gave her the paperwork, he said, I'm trying to be calm and shit. He said, hey, you and your daughter need to get out of my house now. Yo, what's wrong with these hoes, man? And niggas can be hoes too. Yeah. Man, first of all, ho, you had a baby with a nigga, gave him 2 biological kids. You got to make sure the third one his too, man. You can't fuck up. If you're going to step outside a relationship, you got to use birth control. You got to use, you know, condoms. And if you do get pregnant by another nigga or you don't know, then, hey, man, this before they, you know, you got to get an abortion, man. You got to leave the state. But, my mans, you can't kick the kid out. You can kick the bitch out, but you can't kick the kid out. You've been raising the kid for 5 years. Let me make this clear. Like, because some people may hear this and be like, but Tease, you don't normally get down like this.
I think it was longer than that.
He did not have no kids with the woman already. If this is their first kid, it's fair game, bro. Get the fuck, both y'all get the fuck up out of here. But you already got 2 older kids with the bitch. This little kid is 5 years old. Like, she's the mother of 2 of your kids for sure. So you gotta deal with this bitch.
Damn, 2 out of 3. We playing odds.
I'm just saying. And then you already raised the bitch for 5. And then you sound like a whole time about, I do love my daughter. I do love her. What? So if why you kick her out? Like, nah, man, just kick the bitch out, man. Just kick the bitch out. Keep the daughter in there. Raise them. And then go to the court system to get custody of all 3 kids and put that home child support and just be a single father, man. Single fathers is thriving, man. I gave y'all the statistics a couple months ago. Single fathers are doing just as well as 2-parent households. It's single mothers that's ruining everything. So just kick that hoe out. Raise all the kids by yourself because you done raised the kid for 5 years. You the only daddy she know. And you said you love the kid. If you love the kid, just raise the kid. Like, the kid is innocent. The kid didn't do no shit behind your back. But that hoe, yeah, that hoe got to go. Kick that hoe out. Go to the court, get that paperwork, and in the 30 days, hoe, you out of here.
And I can't blame him for wanting them to get out because it's like the consequence of you lying is now coming into play. I didn't catch all that. Like, oh, I know he had 2 other kids.
So how you explain to the siblings why they youngest sisters out?
Be like, hey, it's the truth. I'm gonna tell them the truth. What you mean? They old enough to probably.
That's still their sibling.
Yeah.
That's still their sibling.
And that's the thing. He never said like, oh, I'm gonna disown her. That's not my kid. Blah blah blah. Like, nah. He was like, it could be like, hey, you gotta go. Y'all gotta go. I love her. I'm still gonna be in her life.
Wait, so you still gonna be in her life, but you gonna kick your daughter out? Make that make sense. You gonna still be in the daughter's life.
Them. I'm kicking them out. Yes.
My bad. See, I'm gonna let you talk.
The parents will pay for the children will pay for the parents' sins. Yes, they will. In this case, the children will pay for their parents' sins. Because I mean, you can't. It's like on one hand, you can say like, yeah, it's just one of those situations, man. If it was me, it's like, damn, were the other two kids hers also?
Yeah, they share 2 kids together biologically.
I ain't gonna lie,
and the third one is not his.
You got some great points, and it's just gonna bring up some. And then here's the other question: how you gonna? So now you kick the mom out, right? The kids is there. Now you kick the mom out. What you gotta tell the kids? Now you gotta tell the kids what happened.
Bro, as long as I got all the kids there, I can explain why the mom not there no more. I'm gonna say your mama don't want you.
Damn.
That's what these hoes tell these kids.
Cold-blooded.
Roseanne, that's what these hoes tell the kids.
Yeah, your daddy don't
Your daddy left us.
Your daddy
ain't nothing.
he
ain't coming
He
back.
ain't shit. He didn't want to be with y'all. He wanted to be with another woman.
He don't love y'all.
Yeah, your mama don't love you. Your mama love these niggas in the street.
Yeah, but it's a tough situation, man. Have that happen. And and you find out any of your kids, you're supposed to be together for a long, or you got married or whatever, and you come to find out one of your kids ain't yours. It's like that's some foul shit, man.
Roseanne.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Buddy is a hoe too, man. Cause like 5 years, bruh. So if it was yours, then everything's all good. But now since it's not yours, now you got an issue. Like that's why you shouldn't go searching for stuff.
Stick to the waterfall.
You part of the FBI crew now. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking bitches investigator.
F-boy investigator. That's what he is. He's an F-boy investigator. Like you shouldn't have been investigating. You should have sat yourself down, loved your kids, and then you wouldn't have to go through this. Now you sick. Now you want to kick everybody out. Nah, ho. Be a man and take care of that kid too.
Hey man. So we had a divisive last 2 weeks, man. The country voted. They voted for America's favorite white guy, Donald J. Trump. So me and C's, we roasted a lot of people who voted for Donald J. Trump last week. With that being said, we want to bring some clarity and be like, you know what? We actually do like white people for the most part. So his final topic would be top 5 favorite white guys. And of course, when we do our top 5s, every once in a while, you might have an honorable mention. C's?
Yeah, this is in no particular order. I'm just going to go off of, just doing my list. Jason Williams, white chocolate. Honorable mention was his predecessor, my favorite white player in the NBA of all time. Got to be Pistol Pete. I seen this man doing shit that nobody else did in the league before. His handles was crazy. I remember back on NBA Street Volume 2, I used to always use him in the classic games. He was one of my players. But yeah, Jason Williams, man, he was just like a real NBA dude. So that was one of my favorite white players. And then honorable mention, Pistol Pete Maverick. And then you got Bill Nye, the science guy. He was just growing up, he's in that conversation of shows that just interested you in science. So, I mean, he was a cool.
Hey, shout out to Bill, man. He endorsed Kamala.
Then we talking about just smooth guys, just overall Sean Connery, man. Just a great actor, smooth in real life. From James Bond to one of my favorite movies, The Rock. Just a cool dude overall, man. I think he was Scottish or Irish something too, so that's plays in a factor. My next one, man, classic, man. I don't really talk about him too much, but Frank Sinatra, man. Just one of the heavyweights, rolled in the Rat Pack, associates, down with the mob and all these other people, man. Like when it comes to music, man, like Frank was that dude, man. And then my last one, Marlon Brando. A lot of people know him from.
That's a really good one, man. He was down for black people.
Yeah, so most people will probably know him from the original Superman movie in the 80s. He played Kal-El's dad. He played Superman's dad. That was actually his last role before he passed away. And then probably his most iconic role is going to be The Godfather. You know, he played
The Godfather.
The Godfather, Corleone. You know, I can't think of his actual name. It's not Michael, but you know, Corleone, the Godfather. So, but also another reason was he was one of the people that was actually down for a lot of causes. This man literally denied what was an Oscar.
Yeah, he won an Oscar. He denied giving the speech,
and then he
literally
had
a Native American
gave it. They all came up on stage, and this man also funded and helped the Black Panthers. There was like literally, it's documented. He was living down with the Black Panthers and helped these causes. And it was like, you know, somebody that was a great actress. And like, if you want to talk about celebrities, you need to do stuff for your actual community. This is a person who had great causes.
Okay, so I got Jim Carrey, Jerry Seinfeld, Peyton Manning.
And I just want to say, the Jerry Seinfeld one, I definitely saw that coming because I never knew a nigga that saw that show until Rose told me he watched it. And he told me he loved the show.
Seinfeld was a classic.
I still watch it to this day. To this day.
Like Seinfeld was, yeah.
Robin Williams.
Oh yeah.
That was one of my honorable mentions right there.
And for some reason I can't think of the guy's name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Oh yeah, Mr. Rogers. Yeah, Mrs. Rogers' name.
Oh yeah, man, come on. How do we pass over Mr. Rogers? Mr. Rogers, yeah.
Mr. Rogers. And my honorable mention, Betty White.
Yeah, favorite white lady.
And Steven Seagal.
Okay.
One of my favorite actors, Steven Seagal, back in the day.
Yeah, man. So quick honorable mentions: Crocodile Dundee, George Carlin, one of my favorite, white comedians.
So Crocodile Dundee or Steve? Which one are we?
Crocodile Dundee.
Okay. I'm just
making sure. Macaulay Culkin, man, made a lot of movies, but more, he's like the godfather of some of Michael Jackson's kids. And he always stood by Michael Jackson and said he never did molest them kids. So shout out for you for standing for one of our greats. Man, my number one favorite white person, Wayne Brady.
Oh.
Damn.
Hey, I'm playing, Wayne. I'm playing.
Hey, if he gets shot, we know what happened.
Hey, man, my number one was his number one, Jim Carrey, man. Jim Carrey, to me, one of the funniest white people out there, man. And he always give the Wayans brothers credit for him being successful, man. He got some of my favorite movies. Jim Carrey's hilarious, man. Number two, Adam Sandler, man. Like the way he makes movies and the way he thinks about stuff. Like he has my favorite movies from The Waterboy to Big Daddy, and then I just love the movies he makes even to this day. I can't wait to see Happy Gilmore 2, that's coming out. So Adam Sandler, you the man. Plus, you always do be looking out for niggas. You be giving motherfuckers jobs. And you be putting your homeboys on. Tony Hawk. Man, you made niggas want to skate. There's a lot of niggas I know that skateboard because of Tony Hawk. And there's a lot of niggas who played the Tony Hawk skateboard games because of you. And I played two of the games.
Two was the best one. Two was the best one.
Yeah, like Tony Hawk, like I don't know what it is about Tony Hawk. Like even when the memes was going on, when there was gonna be the race war, there was black people using the Nino Brown meme where he had the gun and he had the tear coming out his eye saying, "When I get told, I got to take out Tony Hawk." And Tony Hawk, such as G, he commented on saying, "Man, I appreciate the hesitation, man. Tony Hawk a real one, man." Man, Steve from Blue's Clues.
Damn.
Steve, I'm gonna say this, man. When you came back out this year and you told us why you disappeared, and then you told us you was proud of us, I was 32 years old at the time. And I don't know why, I felt like I needed to hear that shit.
Did you start crying?
I didn't cry.
You had some tears coming up?
But I was emotional because I was like, man, Steve, because I've been watching Steve. Man, Steve, I'm glad that you're proud of us, man. I'm glad you're proud of me. Like, hey, Steve was that man in Blue's Clues. My last one, we talked about Donald Trump. This was one of the first celebrities to come on a national televised talk show and say, fuck Donald Trump. Robert fucking De Niro. and you was married to a black woman, and you had black kids, and you made some of the best movies that I've ever seen, from Casino to, let's be real, for those who knew all of Robert De Niro's serious roles, from Taxi Driver to The Godfathers.
Meet the Fuckers.
Bruh, when he started doing Meet the Pins and Meet the Fuckers, it was a lot of motherfuckers said, damn, you can be funny? You can be funny? Hell, man, who seen Bad Grandpa, dog?
Parts.
When he's in the club and he's rapping to the Snoop Dogg song, he's rapping the Ice Cube song, and he says to the crowd, can I say it? And he says, okay, nigger. Robert De Niro, man. Hey, man, you definitely in my top 5 favorite white guys, man. Any closing thoughts, C's?
Man, I'm gonna shout out to one of my fictional characters. Every person in America, well, most people that grew up in the 90s and the 80s and early 2000s, you had that one white teacher that was hippie-ish. So shout out to the Magic School Bus. The illustrator for the Magic School Bus just passed away. Shout out to you, rest in peace. But Miss Lizzie, she literally was like 2 of my teachers growing up. Like, there was a real life version of hippie-ish white woman that was just
She the reason why a lot of y'all think it's okay to eat booty.
What is that? That's a booty hole.
But yeah, literally, like, she is. Everybody hadn't had a teacher like that at elementary school or grade school. So shout out to the guy.
She had a dunk too, man.
Yeah, so I forgot one of my favorite people, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to, man. I didn't say him because I think he's really black. Wolverine.
Oh yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. He ain't white. He ain't from America, so he ain't white, right? So I don't know. But yeah, Wolverine too.
And man, speaking of white guys that you forget is white, man, shout out to that nigga from Houston, man, motherfucking Paul Wall.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You know, nigga, he one of the few white people that made me want to get a grill, man. Hey, before we end it, Rose, you wasn't here last week. Do you have any thoughts on Trump winning the election?
Nah, I kind of figured he was going to win because people didn't want to really see a black woman be president. You know what I'm saying? People weren't going for that. They already went through Obama. They let that happen, but people weren't trying to see that. So I wasn't surprised. So, and do I have any thoughts? I'm still waking up and I'm still breathing, so everything's gonna be working well. It's just the fact that we couldn't make history.
That high quality liquor.
Yeah, it's just the fact that we couldn't make history. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad everybody I know voted. So I got disappointed, but from one person that said that they didn't vote, but the person they was gonna vote for, that was kind of like, that was the most shocking thing I was like, oh my goodness. But other than that, yeah, no, I ain't got no comments on it.
Yeah, man. I gave my thoughts on last week. Me and C's was talking when we was getting food earlier, man. A lot of you niggas need to understand who really basically controls the budget for the country. Man, vote for your representatives, vote for your senators and stuff, man. When y'all blame the gas prices and grocery prices, man, that's not on no president, man. That's on a lot of these other people, man. So for you people thinking that, you know, stuff is going to go back a certain way because it's just one man, nah, it's a whole bunch of people that you got to vote for, man. In the words of Airbnb and Rakim, peace.
Yeah, man, y'all can catch us in traffic, man. At the next light, man. We in traffic, man. We about to go watch this fight. And now I'm back quiet.